They hate when you elevate.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damian Cryer, and I am back with another video. I hope all of you guys, all of y'all are having a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day today. If y'all have not subscribed to the Cryer family, you already know what to do. Turn that bell on so you are subscribed to the channel. Also, guys, if you hear some noise outside of my vehicle, it is raining like crazy, man. We got like a 99.9% chance of rain today, and it is about to get bad. It's the day before Christmas, man. Hey guys, Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Even though this is only Christmas Eve, you know, I would not have felt right if I did not make a video today wishing you guys a Merry Christmas in case I don't drop a video tomorrow. You guys have been supporting me, been rocking with me, man, for a very long time. And I've been having so much stuff going on, man, and that's why I haven't really uploaded the last couple of days. But again, I did not want to let this day go by without wishing you guys a Merry Christmas. I'm kind of darkened for some reason, guys, so I really apologize. So guys, you know, I'm going to tell you guys first and foremost what I've been up to for the last several days since I have not uploaded a video. So you guys know last year I had said something on social media, and I had also seen some people on social media saying the same thing. When we get invested in what we do as far as creating content, sometimes we can let it consume us. And what happens is when it consumes us, when we wake up, from the time that we wake up to the time that we go to bed, we're constantly thinking about what type of video I want to do today. What type of upload do I want to do today? And so you get consumed in that to where that's all you think about, and it's like, man, you forget what it's like to go out and have fun, do some traveling, enjoy life, see what life has to offer. And now it's approaching a new year, and you still haven't seen what life has to offer. So I told myself I'm going to take a social media break for a few days, sit back, and I'm going to just do me. And during that course, so many people, I'm not going to say a whole bunch of people, but quite a few people reached out to me in the DMs or via email, like, Mr. Cryer, where the hell are you at? You just stopped doing videos, you disappeared. One guy even commented, he said, Mr. Cryer, you are so inconsistent. He said, you stopped doing Vlogmas, you stopped the documentary. Now, here's the thing about the documentary, guys. The documentary is because it's on hold. I ended up putting a video up last week, but I took it down. I put a community post up. I also took that down as well, apologizing to you guys for removing the documentary. I explained that I was waiting on some pictures to come in the mail, because doing a documentary would make more sense if I have pictures and stuff added. But I'm going to actually a step further with my documentary. I'm going to actually be going back home where I'm from, born and raised, to make the documentary make more sense, because I can show you guys the old house I used to live in, the house I was raised at, and a few other things to make my documentary more of a documentary, because this is a one-time thing. So for those of you who recently commented saying I was inconsistent, and you know, I apologize, my documentary is coming, but my documentary is not like a regular video or regular vlog. It's a one-time thing. You know, you're not going to do a documentary every year or every few months or every other video. It's a one-time thing. So I want my documentary to have pictures in it, post of where I used to live at and stuff like that, areas I used to hang out at. And you know, I want it to really mean something when I do the documentary. I don't want to just sit down and just do a sit-down video about my life. I wanted to show you guys actual visuals of everything. And so that's what's going on with the documentary. So once again, I do apologize for that. And as you guys know, I'm really, you know, I haven't really been good with the Vlogmas. This is my 3rd year in a row attempting to try the Vlogmas. It just doesn't work for me. You know, like in my household, guys, I live in a single household where it's just me. So I don't have like extra people living in my house where we can put like pajamas on, matching pajamas, and bake cookies together and stuff like that. So like the Vlogmas for me is not the way that I want to do my Vlogmas. I want to do my Vlogmas, when I do a Vlogmas, in like a family style setting, where, you know, we all matched up and everything and doing the Christmas spirit thing. So that's the reason for the Vlogmas. So I do apologize about that. Now, as far as me being inconsistent, I'm very consistent when it comes to what I do. But sometimes, as I said earlier in the video, you have to zoom out. And that's what I did. Last year, I seen some people saying that they took a break off of social media, basically a social media detox. And they were saying how good it felt just to get off of social media, if it's just for a few days, man. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I did it, man. I got off of social media for 5 days. I posted a picture yesterday on my community post, and I posted a picture on Instagram yesterday. And the first time I posted on social media in 5 days. And I'm gonna tell you, the break did feel kind of good. It did feel kind of good to just zoom out. I went and got on golf carts, and I just did some silly stuff, man. I went and just enjoyed myself. But I'm gonna tell you guys, like, during the course of me taking this little social media break, I had time to reflect, because we're about to go into a whole new year, and I found myself falling into a small state of depression. And I know everything is not for social media, but I feel like, you know, you guys are my family, are part of my family. That's why I don't mind sharing certain things with you guys. As these holidays approach, I fell into a small stage of depression because I started thinking about my son, Deontay. I started thinking about my little brother, Ronald. I started thinking about my mom so much, man. And it's like, you know, reflecting on the kind of stuff that my mom used to do around the holidays and stuff like that, man. She's been gone. My mom passed away January 7th of 1997. And I was in prison when my mom passed away. I was also in prison when my little brother passed away. And they would not allow me to go to any other funerals. And, you know, like, for some reason, I still feel guilt in my heart about that. And I know, like, a lot of people are preparing for the big day tomorrow, opening up gifts. I know some people actually, some of my family actually celebrate Christmas before Christmas, like a day before Christmas. So all of my family don't celebrate Christmas on Christmas. So while a lot of you guys are opening up gifts tomorrow and preparing, a lot of my family has already, you know, did their Christmas already. But when I think about Christmas, man, I really think about my mom a lot, man. I remember when my mom, she used to buy the real Christmas trees. We had the real pine smell in our house from a real pine Christmas tree. And I remember sometimes she would leave that Christmas tree up to like February, March. It starts getting spring outside. The little brittles on the tree will start falling on the ground, on the floor in our house, and get stuck to our socks and stuff. But I fell into a really, really hard state of depression, because when you're not busy and when you don't keep yourself busy, you tend to start thinking about a lot of stuff. And sometimes doing too much thinking is not good for anybody, man. And that's why, like, when people was going through stuff, people will surround themselves with people all the time to keep themselves, to try to keep their mind off of things that they be avoiding thinking about, if that makes sense. Basically, if you got something that you constantly thinking about and you want to try to avoid thinking about it all the time, you will surround yourself with a lot of people. But at the end of the day, when you go home, the reality kicks in and you're going to be thinking about those individuals, man. So it's like every holiday that comes around, that's another holiday that I wish my mom was still here. I wish, you know, that I could still talk to her right now. I really miss her. I mean, I got so many wonderful memories, and I felt like, you know, even at the end, when I went to prison and stuff, you know, I felt like that I could have made better choices, because I could have been there in the end when my mom left and could have been right by her bedside. But instead, you know, I made the choices that I made, you know, and I always thought that no matter how many times I got locked up, when I got out, my mom was always going to be there. Because when I got in trouble as a teenager, I went to youth camp, boys school and stuff like that, youth centers. Every time I got out, my mom was always there. when I got old enough to where I was going to jail, which is, I'm not proud of none of this stuff that I'm saying, man. But when I got old enough to where I wasn't eligible to go to youth camps anymore, I was 18, and I went to the big house, which was jail. And I knew my mom was gonna be right there when I got out. I knew I always had my mom to go home to, no matter what. And so now it's like, when I go back to Indiana, like my mom been gone since 97, but when I do go to Indiana to visit Darian and visit my other family, you know, during the time that I go down there, I wish I could just stop by the house and just see my mom. And part of my documentaries, I'm gonna be taking you guys past one of the houses, and I'm gonna show you guys the house in Fort Wayne where I actually grew up at. Me and my brothers and my sister, and you know, like, we was in that house for probably 14 years, guys, and it was just so many memories there. And every time I go to Fort Wayne, I ride down that street, and every time I ride down that street, I vision myself sitting on the porch in this chair while my mom was standing up behind me, and she used to French braid my hair to the back. She used to just French braid my hair. I had these really long braids. And back in the days, I was embarrassed because I was like, I looked like a little girl with these long braids. And it's just so many memories, man. So that's one of the things I have fell into depression, was about my mom. And like, I just been thinking about her so much. And I don't know, like, what's that a sign of? People would say it's a sign of you're still mourning, but I don't really think that's the case, because 1997 was a lot of years ago, and a lot of you guys watching this video wasn't even born. Some of y'all moms wasn't even born in 1997. So I think a lot of it just has to do with, I've been looking at her pictures lately. I've been looking at a lot of my mom's pictures, and you know, I recently went in a direction that I should have never went in. I actually, like, I had got so depressed, man. I actually went into the folder and I pulled out my mom's death certificate, and I got to looking at it, man, and I, you know, I got really sad and heartbroken and stuff. And right now, today, my mom, she would be 78 right now, not 81. My mom would be 78 right now, going on 79. And so when I pulled her death certificate out, man, like, I don't know what it was, but I pulled her death certificate out. I was reading, like, when my mom was born and stuff, you know, and it's just like, things never have been the same, man. It's always like, when you, no matter what you go through in life, like if you have a breakup or something bad happened to you, or just if you find yourself in a bad situation, you lose your apartment or something, you're gonna always, you know, hear your mom's backlash, but you can always go back home to mom. So I think that's one of the things that I really do miss about my mom and stuff, like not seeing her anymore, not hearing her voice anymore. And my mom was such a wonderful person, man. Like, she was such a wonderful person. I wish I could take back, like, turn back the hands of time of some of the stuff I used to do when I was younger, when my mom tried to discipline me, trying to make me stay in the house and stay in school. Found out that I started smoking cigarettes at the age of 15. And, you know, I tried to hide it. I lied. I was disrespectful at times, where my oldest brother had to get involved, you know. And I just wish there was so much I could turn back. And some of the memories that I have of my mom is remembering her braiding my hair, and she used to always look at me when she got done, and she would say, "Look at my baby, look at my baby." And my mom, she had 5 boys and 1 girl. So my mom had a lot of kids, but it's like she, you know, she gave us all so much attention. Like, she gave every last one of us attention, man. And I remember 1995 when my little brother was murdered. You know, how it, you know, just My mom, she never celebrated any more holidays. She never celebrated anything no more. Christmas, Thanksgiving. I used to always ask my mom, like, are you cooking for Christmas? And she used to always say, like, my baby's gone. I don't want to do Christmas. You know, it was just really bad. And I'll never forget, you know, I was an alcoholic, and alcoholism has ran in parts of my family. And my mom, she had stopped drinking for a while, and she just went cold turkey. And then when my brother ended up getting murdered, you know, my little brother, he still lived with my mom at the time. And when he got murdered, things just took like a turn for the worst. And so, but my little brother, man, they used to call him Waffle. His name is Ronald Dwayne Cryer, but we called him Waffle because he used to eat waffles all the time. But he was like one of the coolest dudes y'all wanted to meet, man. He really was. And then you got Deontay. He was just something else, man. But yeah, so that was part of the things I was going through for like the last couple of days, man. I just got to like thinking real heavy. I fell into like a deep depression and stuff. And, you know, I was on the phone a lot, man, this week. I was on the phone a lot. Actually, aside to the fact that I went through some depression, I really enjoyed myself this week, man. Especially this past weekend. The reason why I'm making this video right here, right now, is because ending off a year and going into a brand new year is always something different. It's always going to be some type of change. And believe it or not, guys, people don't change. People don't change, man. What changes about people is the way that they think. But don't never be convinced when somebody say they changed. No one's changed. The only thing that you're still the same person. You still look like the same person. The only thing that's changed is the way that you think. Some people think the same. Some people think differently. And that's what makes a person change, is the way they think. You know, but being that it's a new year approaching, and this is almost the end of December, every year I want to do a video like this, you know, remembering my loved ones that I lost, man, the people that meant the most to me. And I always want to keep their names alive. I always want to keep their memories alive. There was so many times I wanted to post a picture of my mom, but I was advised not to. And, you know, I have to respect my brothers and my sisters and them and stuff like that, because some of the things that happen on the internet, man, it's just like, it's just really awful. And so I decided not to post any, and respect everyone's wishes and let my mom rest in, you know, peace. But, you know, approaching a new year now, I got a lot of stuff that I want to do this year, not next year, coming into 2024. Right now, the signs that I'm looking at is leading in a really positive direction. I have a song that I'm working on, guys. I have a piece that I'm working on. It's going to be a while before the song was dropped. The song was going to be called They Tried to Stop Me. And the song was going to pretty much be about, like, my journey on social media, some of the things that happened to me on social media, to where I felt like people tried to stop me, and how I was able to rise and elevate from all of that. And, you know, even though I'm not where I want to be right now, I'm where I'm at right now. And where I'm at right now is in a very, very good space. I have a lot of peace in my life. And I just want the next year that's coming, 2024, to be a great year, man. This year, I'm gonna say 90% of this year right here was a wonderful year. A lot of bad didn't happen this year. You know, I think I had more of a positive side to this year than I've had in the last 5 years, to be honest with you. This year was a really, really good year, man. I've seen a lot of success this year. Growth. I was able to start 2 different platforms this year. One on Facebook, that just went crazy, just unbelievable. It hasn't even been a year since I've been on Facebook, and I'm almost at 1.5 million. I mean, I done came up and passed my counterparts that's been doing it for years, so it's crazy. I was able to start another platform on YouTube, another prank channel where I do gold digger videos. It's been extremely successful. So this has been a really, really good year, man. And I can't really think of a lot of bad that's happened this year. But I will say this, like, with me being in Houston and me being from Indiana, my grandmother had 16 children. My grandmother had 10 daughters, and she had 6 boys. And a lot of them, you know, have passed on. And a lot of my aunties and uncles that's still here with us are getting, you know, up there in age, you know, where they're, you know, like, just really up there in age. And it's like, I really want to use the new year that's coming up to try to go back and forth home as much as I can to, you know, try to visit my older relatives a lot more than I have since I moved out in Houston. Since I lived out here, I think I only go to Indiana maybe 4 or 5 times a year. And when I do go to Indiana, I really don't let anybody know that I'm coming. First of all, when I tell somebody I'm coming to Indiana and how long I'm staying, I know not to do that, because it always comes back and bite me. So I kind of move in silence, and I don't let anybody know my moves. I don't tell nobody, hey, I'm on my way. I pull up and I start calling people saying, hey, I'm here. So, but I usually don't go visit a lot of people when I go to Indiana. I'm usually like around Darien, my cousin Tina, or my cousin Peaches, or my brother, one of my younger brothers. But I usually don't go see anybody. But I think like this new year coming up, because I do understand my family, my older family members are getting a lot older, man. And I need to really spend more time with them. And, you know, so that's one of my new changes that I do have coming up in the new year. And one of my other plans is for the upcoming new year, and not just for the new year, you know, years and years and years after the new year, is I want to try to become a better person. I've been on a really positive journey, man. I'm not gonna lie. I had some really, you know, I don't want to brag, but I've had some really, really good people come into my life, man. You know, just when I started like giving up on hope, thinking that everybody was the same, everybody is the same, and I found out that everybody's not the same. I found out that it's okay to trust. Again, it's okay to meet new friends and go play basketball, play cards. You guys know how many times I was invited to card games or to play poker at someone's house, and I was like, nah, I'm cool. But recently, I started actually doing it. And it's definitely a good feeling to not be closed in like that. So one of the things I'm gonna be working on is to try to open myself up a little bit more, and stop feeling like everybody is out to get you. Because that was one of my things, was like I had one bad experience and I treated everybody else like they were part of my bad experience, and I realized everybody's not the same. And that's one of the things that held me back. No one held me back. I held myself back because of my thought process. So that's something that I want to work on, is my thought process. And another important thing that I want to share with you guys before I end this video off, you know, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, that one of the new things I'm thinking about doing is like talking to a counselor, you know, a counselor, and someone I can talk to like maybe once a month or maybe twice a month or something like that. Not a psychiatrist, but a counselor, somebody that I can talk to about stuff to get off my mind. Somebody who won't share anything. I've shared so much private stuff and it just got through on my face and it was bad. But I want to be able to talk to someone who is bounded by the law to protect your privacy and what y'all talk about. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys, because as you guys know, when I lost my son Deontay, I had never sought counseling. When I got divorced, I never sought counseling. A lot of bad stuff that happened to me, I just dealt with it on my own, and I lashed out in my own way, You know, I let a lot of stuff that happened to me consume me to where my thought process was just all the way off. And so that's one of the new things I want to try to do, man, is probably like, you know, do like a one-on-one with a professional every once in a while, you know. And I was always told years ago, especially after losing a loved one like that, that I should have got it, but I never did because I was too embarrassed. I'm like, I'm not gonna spew my guts to no stranger. But sometimes you can trust a stranger more than you can trust somebody that you cool with, you know. And maybe that's what's good for me. So that's one of the new things I'm thinking about. Well, let me rephrase that. That's one of the things I am definitely considering doing this coming up year. And then there's another thing that I really want to work on, because a lot of stuff that I'm working on, it pertains to me. You know, you're never too old or too young to try to make a change in your life. Remember what I said earlier, people don't change. I don't care what type of mask they put on. People do not change. They're still the same. What changes is your thought process. Do you still think the same way that you used to think 3 months ago? Are you gonna be quick to cuss somebody out like you did 3 months ago versus just saying, hey, I was wrong, you know? So that's the process I want to have. I want to be able to do things to where I'm able to process things a little bit different and not always process things in a negative way, thinking that this person is the op, this person is the op, this person is out to steal, this person is out to use me. And that's one of the things I want to get away from, man. And most importantly, man, I'm gonna be working on in the new coming year, man, to always remain humble. You know, no matter how big you get, no matter what opportunities come in your life, always remain humble, because the God that we serve, man, is real. And I've witnessed this with my own eyes, guys. I didn't have to always have I didn't have to almost have a near death experience to realize just how real God is. God is real, man. And don't y'all ever forget that, man. But you know what? This video went on longer than I wanted it to, but I want you guys to have a wonderful Christmas, man. Stay prayed up. And remember what this holiday is all about, man. It's not always about receiving, man. It's about giving. And remember what this day means, man. This day is more than just opening up gifts, eating all that food. Don't forget what this day is really about, man. If you can't take the time out to pray and thank God for this day, is it really worth you saying Merry Christmas? Is it really worth it if you can't take the time out 24 hours in a day just to say thank you, Lord, for my blessings? Some people are just too busy to do that. They're just too busy. But anyway, I love you guys, man. I don't know when the next video is coming. I do got some projects I'm working on. Again, guys, I am working on my song. That's going to be coming. The documentary will continue. As I said earlier, there's more to my documentary that I need to add to the documentary versus just doing like what I'm doing right now, sitting here talking to you guys. I want to give you guys a real documentary. But I love you guys. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, that's fine too. I just appreciate you guys pulling up to check me out today. But Merry Christmas to all y'all guys, man. Y'all be blessed, be safe out there, and if you traveling, stay prayed up, man. But I'm out until next time. It's your boy Damien. Peace.